So there are multi-level framework when we want to understand Bhagavad Gita. It can start at a simple verse level that I know few verses and I like to recite them, I remember them, or I want to go deep into their meaning. It can be a chapter level understanding, philosophy level understanding, what we are trying to do in these sessions nowadays. Verse level understanding we do on Saturdays evening sessions when we take up one verse and try to understand it in 1 hour. Here in chapter level understanding or philosophy level understanding, what we are trying is to understand the flow of that chapter. And there is more deeper level of understanding of Bhagavad Gita, like Krishna Arjuna discussion level, why this particular question came that time, and how we can apply that specific principle in our life, the devotional application level. Now, this devotional application and spiritual application level, this cannot happen as an online process. It is a one to one process in which we have some specific doubt and we come to someone and we take his help and try to solve that particular doubt. So these are different levels in which we can apply Bhagavad Gita. Right now, what we are trying to understand is the philosophical flow of Bhagavad Gita, and as and when possible, we will definitely derive some conclusions and lessons for us to remember in our life. So, like we discussed in last chapter, Krishna ends the ninth chapter by saying that Manmana Bhavamad Bhakto Madhyaji Mam Namaskuru. So, what he was saying is to try to fix your mind on me. Now, how to fix one's mind on Krishna? So, spontaneously, Lord Krishna started speaking about his opulence. If you see 10th chapter, actually Arjuna is not asking any question, but Lord is so much emotionally overwhelmed describing about his glories that he in that flow only starts speaking about his opulence. And this is not the first time he has spoken about his opulence. In the 7th chapter, already he has introduced some of his opulences. Now, how to remember him when we see opulent, powerful, and beautiful thing in the world is the gist of this chapter. If you want to take one take home message in the first slide only, I am telling you, and that is what? That whenever you see anything opulent or powerful and you are attracted to it, remember that that powerful and opulent thing is existing there because of Lord Krishna. And the Lord's message is basically of two type. The one type of message is which is beyond the factor of time, so it is everybody can understand and apply in his life for all times to come. And one aspect of it is he will give few examples and analogies which are particularly specific for that yoga or for that time on which he is saying. So we will see that aspect also in this chapter. So if we see this 10th chapter, it has 42 verses and it can be divided into four sections. The first section is Lord will start telling about himself, but before he tells about his opulences, he makes a disclaimer. He says that actually I am unknowable, nobody can know me. Then he will speak specifically in four verses, what we call as Chatur Shloki Gita. This is very important part from 10.8 to 10.11. What he is saying not only about his opulences, his source of all the opulences, and how his devotees should get attracted through these opulences, and how Lord reciprocates with his devotee. So this is a very specific understanding of Chatushloki Gita. Then Arjuna will accept the Krishna's position and request to hear more of his opulences. And in section 4, the Lord Krishna will describe the most prominent opulences. This is the biggest section of his this part from 19 to 42nd. We will see these sections one by one, but for right now, what we can understand is that Bhagavad Gita is a very beautifully composed book. When we read it, we think that these are random verses or a conversation between two friends, but it is not so. This is a very well organized literature in which very specifically they are talking about specific sections, they are talking about some specific things. So how he starts, he says, Bhuyam ev mahabaho shunu me paramam vacha yateham priyamanaya vakshyami hit kame. So what he is saying, Supreme Personality, that listen again, O mighty armed Arjun, because you are my dear friend, for your benefit. I shall speak to you further, giving knowledge that is better than what I have already explained. So last chapter was a confidential knowledge. Now he is particularly speaking a very confidential aspect in that, and what he is saying, that he is giving that knowledge which is better than what he has already imparted. So this is a very specific knowledge which is not for everyone, because he says, dear friend, you are my friend, that's why I'm telling you. Otherwise, neither the host of demigods nor the great sages know my origin or opulence, because in every respect I am the source of demigods and sages. Because he is source of everyone, so they cannot know him. Any system which is derived from or subordinate to another system, that particular subordinate system can never know the original system, because original system has lot of things which are beyond the specific sections. So name vidu surgana prabhavam na maharshaya. So he is not available to anyone. He is only available to Arjuna. No. What he is trying to imply is he is available to anyone who develops relationship with him. Because he says, you are my good friend, that's why I'm telling you. So if we develop some relationship with Krishna, maybe in a friendship, maybe in servitude, maybe in Madhurya Ras, any type of relationship if we develop, we will also come to know about this knowledge. So he who knows me as the unborn, as the beginningless, as the supreme lord of all the worlds, he only undiluted among men is freed from all sins. But issue is that if we don't know him, we are bound by all the sins. If we don't know about him, we are bound by the shackles of these three modes of material nature. So only way to free from here is to understand that he is the unborn, he is the beginningless. So if you want to get free from all the pap, all the sins, the only way to free from everything is to remember him. If we know this verse, then we should understand that what is the way to free from all the sins. None of our yoga or jnana or dhyana will actually impart that sinlessness to us. The only way to become sinless is to remember him. And that's why we remember Lord by chanting Hare Krishna mantra. When we remember Lord by chanting Hare Krishna mantra, what we are doing? We are slowly cleaning our consciousness. We are getting clean from all the sins. But what Lord is saying, that all the various qualities you will see, these different qualities are available to different people in different percentage. Someone may be very intelligent, someone may be very knowledgeable, someone may be free from delusion, somebody will have a power to forgive everyone, somebody may be truthful. But any good quality you see in any person, that good quality is actually created by Lord alone. So not only is he saying that all the good qualities come from him, Lord is also implying here that all these qualities, whenever you see in anyone, you try to remember me. So we all are attracted by good qualities. Like if somebody look to be very satisfied, or somebody who is very austere, we all are attracted to him. Somebody who is very famous, we all are attracted to him. So all these various qualities are created by Lord. And what he also implies by saying this is that the lack of these qualities actually means lack of your connection with the Godhead. If you're connected to Godhead, automatically you will have all these sets of quality. And if you are not connected to Godhead, because of your prarabdha past karmas, you may have some of these qualities, but you will never have the qualities which will be able to attract everyone. The seven great sages, and before them four other great sages, and all the Manus, they come from me, born from my mind, and all the living being populating the various planets descend from them. So now Lord is giving us a genealogy. What is the genealogy? That everything you see around, all the living beings, they are eventually coming from Lord. There may be some generations which are in between Lord and us, but we all are actually finally coming from Lord. And if we read Vedas, All the human beings, they are named as Amrit Putra. Amrit Putra means we all are coming from that nectar of Godhead. So all these seven great sages, Saptarishis, and before that all the great sages which were there, the progenitors of mankind, they all are coming from Lord. They are the Manas Putra, they are born from his mind. And one who is factually convinced of this opulence and the mystic power of mind engages in unalloyed devotional service. Of this there is no doubt. So what Lord is saying, that if you can understand this opulence and this mystic power, that how everything is coming from a single source, then automatically you will develop that unalloyed devotional service. Because when you know that you have convinced yourself that the unalloyed devotional service I will give only to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And when you understand all these opulences, the outcome of understanding all these opulences is that eventually you should surrender to Lord. So we all try to surrender to someone who is very intelligent, who is very famous, our role models. But if we come across someone who has everything in 100%, automatically we will surrender to him. And that is the purpose of knowing Krishna. And that is the advantage also. Because if we know that what is the supreme position of Lord, then we will develop that inspiration from inside to do devotional service. Many time in devotional service we become clumsy, or we are not convinced, or we are half-hearted because we are not understood the supreme position of Lord. If we know his supreme position, automatically we will actually inspire from inside to surrender to Lord. And more important is that it is his mercy that we will be able to understand him. None of our knowledge will work there. That is Krishna's mercy eventually, that he will impart that knowledge to us. And these all sessions, the Bhagavad Gita by Srila Prabhupada and other books by him, they are actually the Lord's mercy which are flowing to us through Guru Shishya Parampara, that we can understand Lord Krishna in totality. And if we for 100% understand Krishna, we will be free from all the sins. So what we have to do, we have to appreciate Krishna's position, and naturally we will be surrendered. So if we read this 10 chapters seriously, there is no doubt that in single reading of 10 chapter you should be convinced that yes, I should surrender to Lord Shri Krishna. And this is the celebrated shloka. Aham sarvasya prabhu mattah sarvam pravartate. Iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhav samanvita. So what Lord is saying? Aham sarvasya prabhu. I am the source of all the spiritual and material world. Sarvasya includes both. Sarvasya means material also and spiritual also. Mattah sarvam pravartate. Everything is emanating from me. Iti matva bhajante mam. The wise who know this, what they will do? They will bhajante mam. They will do my devotional service. So automatically, this is actually 10.8 is rephrasing of the last loka. Because what Lord is saying, that if you know my opulence, you will automatically surrender to me. And what he is saying, the machitta madgata prana. Bodhayanta parasparam katyantascha mam nityam tushyanti charamanti cha. Now, once we know about Lord, what we will do? If you have surrendered 100% to Him, we will relish talking about Him. So, all those pure devotees, the thoughts of my pure devotees, they dwell in me. Their lives are fully devoted to my service, and they derive great satisfaction and bliss from always enlightening one another and conversing about me. So if someone asks you what is the definition of a pure devotee, definition is very simple. Whoever is talking always about Lord Shri Krishna, and he is very much satisfied talking about him, and he wants to share that knowledge in that group who is interested to listen, and they all keep on enlightening one another and conversing about Lord. That is the group of devotees. So, what is a group of devotees? Group of devotees is not who are backbiting each other. Group of devotees is not who are doing politics. Group of devotees are who are always and only talking about Lord Shri Krishna. Their lives are fully devoted only to Lord Krishna's service. So, if we want to understand Lord, actually there are three steps which we have to understand. The first step is Sambandha Gyan. Sambandha Gyan is what is my position in front of Lord Shri Krishna. And what is our Sambandh? Our Sambandh is that we are very infinitesimal small and Lord is very great and we have to serve him. Then, after developing this Sambandh understanding, then we come to Abhideya. Abhideya is we want to actually revive our lost position of that prema with Lord. And what is that lost position? It is somewhere hidden inside us only. So we need some process to revive that. Whatever process we acquire to revive that conditioning is known as Abhideya. So from Sambandh we come to Abhideya. Sambandh is just understanding the relationship. Abhideya is doing something to revive that relationship. And Prayojan. Prayojan is why we are doing all this process. We are doing all this process because eventually we want to surrender and relish that love of Godhead. So what Lord is saying here, this chitta madgata prana bodhyanta parasparam, what is this? Actually, this is the avideya process. The 10.8 was the sambandha process. Now what he's talking about is avideya, what we have to do. What we have to do, if we understand that Lord is aham sarvasya prabhu, that is a sambandh. Once we understand that what we do is this. So once we understand the position of Lord, if we are only discussing about him, then actually we are doing justice to what we have understood. And eventually, those who are constantly devoted to serving me with Lord love, I give the understanding by which they come to me. So eventually, what Lord is saying, Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yen mam upayanti te. So satata yuktanam in 10.9 already we have understood that constantly we have to only talk about Lord Shri Krishna. Now, Satat Yuktanam, constantly even Kans was trying to remember Lord. So he qualifies that sentence. Tesham Satat Yuktanam Bhajatam Priti Purvakam. Priti Purvakam. With love you have to remember Lord. If you do this much, then you may not be a very intellectual person. You may not understand things. Lord Himself will give that buddhi yoga, that knowledge to you, so that you can come back to Him. So many times we are worried that I don't understand Sanskrit, how I will understand the scriptures. I don't remember shlokas, or I don't have that inclination to study lot of books. See, we all have different nature and we all have different proclivities. And somebody may like to read lot of books. Somebody may be satisfied by reading one book. Everything is okay. If you are satat yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam, then Lord Himself will give you that specific buddhi yoga through Guru Maharaj, and we will be able to go back to Him. So this is like a promise from Lord Shri Krishna that you just do one part, satat yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam. Then again here, what is Bhajatam Priti Purvakam? The chanting which we are doing, the Hare Krishna mantra, that is the best way to Satat Yuktanam Bhajatam Priti Purvakam. Because Satat, constantly remembrance, is the easiest way in Kali Yuga is to do chanting. Now, when we are doing this Satat Kirtan or Satat remembrance of Lord, constant remembrance of Lord, to show them special mercy, I, dwelling in their heart, destroy with the shining lamp of knowledge the darkness born of ignorance. So all that darkness which is inside us, that what is that darkness? All the anarthas, all the kleshas, everything what we have acquired through all these millions of lives. What we are doing? Tesham ev anukampartham aham ajnana cham tamaha. So all that agyan which is accumulated inside us, there may be lot of darkness in one room. Suppose for just for sake of Taking one example, we may take one room which is in darkness since last 50 years. Now, what you have to do? You have to just go and switch on the light, or you have to just light one lamp. And all that 50 years of darkness, how much time it takes to go away? Hardly fraction of second, and everything lights up. So we may have lot of darkness, lot of ignorance inside us, but if we just surrender to Lord, what will happen? Lord will give that special mercy because He is there in our heart, and He will destroy with shining lamp of knowledge. So from where this knowledge will come? This knowledge will come from Lord Himself. And one aspect of that knowledge He has already revealed to us in the form of Bhagavad Gita. So when Arjun hears so much in these shlokas, and he is overwhelmed by emotions now, because Lord has actually revealed everything to him. We may not have those emotions right now listening to all this, because we need a lot of purification to have that understanding. But when Arjuna, a pure devotee and a Sakha of Lord Shri Krishna, when he hears Chatushloki Bhagavad Gita, then he's very emotional. And what he says, Param Brahma Param Dhama Pavitram Paramam Bhavan Purusham Shashvatam Divyam Adi Devam Majam Vibhu. So what he is saying, he is using all the possible superlatives, that you are the supreme personality of Godhead, you are the ultimate abode, you are the purest, you are the absolute truth, you are the eternal, transcendental, original person, the unborn, the greatest. And who is saying all this? All the great sages such as Narad, Asit, Deval, Vyas confirm this truth about you. And now you yourself are declaring it to me. So, although Lord has initially said that nobody can know Him fully, but there are few spiritual souls who are very fortunate, like Narad, Asit, Deval, Vyas. They know about this truth, and they have already revealed to world through their literature, through their sayings, that who is the supreme personality of Godhead. And now, when Arjuna hears from Lord Himself, what he is saying, he is now accepting that yes, all that what I have heard till now is truth. Actually, you are the ultimate abode, you are the supreme personality of Godhead. And oh Krishna, I totally accept as truth all that you have told me. Now, this one sentence is actually crux of all spirituality. What happens to us? We read n number of time Bhagavad Gita, but we never say this sentence to Lord Shri Krishna. Once stand before Lord Shri Krishna, fold your hands and say, I totally accept as truth all that you have told me. If we can say this one single sentence, actually we are devotee. Otherwise, what happens? Neither the demigod nor the demons, oh Lord, can understand your personality. So you may be very opulent like demigod, or you may be very disturbing personality like a demon, but you can never understand Lord. The only way to understand Lord is to say this word, that yes, I totally accept as truth all that you have told me. And that's why this Arjuna uses this word Purushottama. This word is very important. Purushottama. What is Purushottama? Who is Purushottama? Somebody may translate Purushottama as saying that Purushottama is someone who is best amongst the men. But actually, Purushottama is the supreme person. So, what is Bhagwan? Bhagwan is also a very important word which we all should understand. Bhag means all the opulence, and Van means one who possesses all those opulence. So, who is Bhagwan? Lord Shri Krishna is Bhagwan. How we know this? Because in Bhagavad Gita, whenever Arjuna speaks, what Lord Vyasdeva is written? Arjuna Uvach. Whenever Sanjay speaks, the sentence is Sanjay Uvach, Dhritarashtra Uvach. But when Lord Shri Krishna speaks, Vyasdev is not writing that Krishna watch. What he's saying, Bhagavan watch. Bhagavan is saying that Purushottam is saying, his lotus mouth, from there these words are emanating. So we are so fortunate, directly from lotus mouth of Shri Krishna we can hear. There is no intermediary required. We can directly hear all these words were spoken by Lord Himself. And that's why all these superlatives are added. Bhoot Bhavana. He is the father of all the living entities. He is Bhutesha. He is the supreme controller of everything. He is Deva Deva, the original and worshipable God of all the demigods. He is Jagatpati. So he is not only Purushottam Bhagavan, he is Bhut Bhavan, Bhutesh Deva Deva, Jagatpati. This is a very nice prayer. If any time you want to offer prayer to Lord Shri Krishna, remember these 14 and 15 number shloka. Go in front of DT and speak these shlokas. This is the nice way to actually glorify Lord Shri Krishna. Now, what Arjuna is saying, if we would have been there, we would have said, okay, thank you, Lord, for revealing yourself. Okay, we'll go to some very important aspect now and we will discuss some other topic. But no, devotees are not like that. What devotees tell? Please tell me in detail your divine opulence by which you pervade all these words. So, what actually Arjuna is implying here? That as a devotee he is always enjoying whatever Lord is speaking, whatever opulence he is going to tell, he will enjoy that. So that's why he's telling that you tell me now. Imagine they are in midst of two armies and there is a big battle, the most important battle of his life which is going to be held. And what he is saying, please tell me in detail of your divine opulences. He is not saying that okay, short में बता दो भगवान थोड़ा बहुत कुछ कुछ, फिर आगे चलेंगे, हम लड़ना भी तो है. But what he's saying, please tell me in detail of your divine opulences. So this is a devotee. O Krishna, a supreme mystic, how shall I constantly think of you? And how shall I know you? In what various forms are you to be remembered? O supreme personality of God. Now, if you remember and know about Mahabharata, and if you have read it, you will know that Arjuna is constantly chanting the name of Lord Shri Krishna. Even when he is sleeping, he is chanting the name of Krishna. He is eventually actually won over his sleep also. That's why he is known as Gudakesh. But why he is asking these questions in various forms you are to be remembered? He has already perfected this. He is asking for us. So actually these questions are for us. We can put our name below this shloka, that oh Krishna, oh supreme mystic, how shall I constantly think of you and how shall I know you? Because I am not able to remember you. So what are different forms I should remember you, O supreme personality of Godhead? And sign yourself, sign your name, that I am asking this particular question or I am sending this message to Lord Shri Krishna. And what he should tell everything. So whatever he will tell, whatever we will know about Lord Shri Krishna is like amrit. Amrit means nectar. So anything concerning Krishna is like nectar. Everything is nectar. If you read scriptures, you will know that even the eyes of Lord Shri Krishna, they are described in very detail. If you see eye, there is a red mark here. That red mark is also described, and actually there is a debate why that red line is there and how it should be. So much detail they are talking, because everything about Krishna is nectar. Even when he is supposedly performing his leela, where he is leaving the battle without fighting, and he becomes celebrated like a Ranchod, Ranchod Rai. There are temples in Rajasthan and Gujarat of Ranchod Rai ji. What is Ranchod? Ranchod is somebody who has left the battle in middle or without fighting, showed his back. Now, if someone else would have done, they would have condemned him like anything. But when Lord is doing that, everybody is celebrating him like, oh, Ranchod Raji, he's a great. Even leaving battle is greatness of Lord Shri Krishna. This is the nectar. And this nectar can only be perceived by practical experiences. When we get that mercy of devotees, their association, the mercy of Guru Maharaj, then we can relish this nectar. And once you start relishing this nectar, then everybody around you will say that why you are behind this only? Why you can't do anything else at 6 o'clock on Sunday? Why you are behind this Bhagavad Gita always? Because actually this is nectar. If you understand this nectar, you will be hooked to it. N number of time you must have read this chapter and all the pastimes of Lord, and anybody will come and tell you that okay, I will tell you how Lord lifted Govardhan. And if you are a devotee, you will say yes, yes, I want to hear it again. They are ever fresh. They are not like modern histories and stories in which once we see the movie and then next time we don't want to see because we are bored. Songs which we hear for one or two or three times and then we get bored. But Lord Krishna's name, we are chanting since years. There are people who are chanting since decades and they are not getting bored. Why? Why they are not getting bored? Because it is ever fresh. Once you develop that taste, that becomes the Amrit. So Puranas, histories, they relate to the pastimes of the Lord and they are like Amrit. Bhagavad Gita, Chaitanya Charitamrit, the stories about all the great devotees, they are like Amrit. Once we have that conviction, then whatever may be the thing which is distracting, maybe some election result or some World Cup match, we are not disturbed by it. We will say, no, 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 all these are not nectar. Nectar lies in Lord. So I will go and discuss and understand about Lord. So what he's saying, for a materialistic, he also wants to know about Lord. But what is his aim in knowing Lord? He is only trying to know Lord how he can extract maximum from him. So when he goes to Lord and it stands in front of him, he comes with a list that all please fulfill all these requirements which I am giving you. But if we want to develop that personal relationship, then how to develop that personal relationship? How to taste that nectar? This is what is request of Arjuna. And when Lord hears this request, what he says? O Janardhan, please describe in detail mystic power of your opulence. I am never satiated. This is what Arjuna said. And what he is saying, Lord is saying that now in Vistar, in detail, I will tell you. And he names Arjuna as Gudakesh. And what he says, I will tell you my splendorous manifestation, but only those who are prominent. So this is very important. somebody में से ओके अच्छा ये इतने श्लोक में खत्म हो गया इसके बाद कुछ नहीं है 42 तक इतने ही ओपुलेंस है भगवान के नो what he is saying I will tell you only the prominent because my opulence is limitless. So in this world when we see anything it has some beginning, it has some history. Actually this is bound by two things, either it is bound by time, so there will be some origin of it and it will be finished someday, or it will be bound by the geography. So there will be some extent, some length and breadth and height ascribed to it. This is what we call as we live in a three-dimensional world and time is the fourth dimension. But when we discuss about Lord, actually he is beyond these three dimensions and beyond the dimension of time also. When there is no time, there can be no beginning, middle, and end. So that's why he is saying that I am only telling you the prominent or important opulences. So Adityanam aham Vishnu Jyotisham Ravi Anshuman Marichi Marutasmi Nakshatra aham Shashi. So what he's saying, of all the Aditya I am Vishnu, of the lights I am the radiant sun. So Lord, why he's starting with this particular shloka? Because we all can see sun, we all can see the moon. So those two prominent opulences he starts describing. He says that of the Aditya I am the Vishnu, of the lights I am the radiant sun, and of the Maruta I am the Marichi. So there are 12 Adityas which are given in Bhagavad Puran. And if it see, it starts from Vaman and it goes to Pushya. And in that ninth Aditya is Vivasivan, who is the sun god right now. This is given in the 12th canto of Bhagavatam. Then he says, Vedanam Sam Vedo Asmi, Devanam Asmi Vasava, Indriyanam Manashyami, Bhutanam Asmi Chetana. So, of all the Vedas, I am the Samved. Why particularly only Samved? Because in Samved, all the demigods they are praying to Lord Shri Krishna and Lord Vishnu. So all those prayers are there in Samved. That's why he's saying that of all the Vedas, I am Samved. And of the demigods, I am Indra, because Indra is the chief position in all the demigods. Of all the senses, I am mind. So mind is also in Indian theology included in senses. So we have five gross senses, five subtle senses, and then we have mind also. So what Lord is saying, because mind is actually master of all the senses, directing all the senses. That's why it is also included among the senses. And of the living beings, I am the living force. So anything living we see all around us, all the consciousness we see, that all consciousness actually comes from Lord Himself. So mind is very important for us. We all want to and try to control mind. Many people they come and say that my mind is not in control. I have a lot of disturbing thoughts. What to do about it? Now, very important and very beautiful thing about Kali Yuga is that whatever bad thought they come to your mind, you should not get disturbed, because there is no penalty for thinking. There is only penalty when you act on that wrong thought. So, what we should do? We should remain peaceful, that whatever thought may come to us, they may come. They are just like flashings on some screen. We may not be disturbed by it, and for that we need some devotional aspect to our life. Of all the Rudras, I am Lord Shiva. All the Yakshas and Rakshasas, I am the Kuver. Of all the Vasus, I am Agni. And of the mountains, I am Meru. So Meru is a very high peak mountain. If you read the Vedic cosmology, you will know that it is very, very high mountain made up of gold. And of all the Rudras, he is saying that he is Shiva. So there are 11 Rudras, from Manu to Dhritavarta, and fifth Rudra is Shiva. Now, this Shiva and Sadashiva are different. This Shiva is among the 11 Rudras, and Sadashiva is the Sadashiva who stays in his abode. And he is not this particular Shiva, what Lord is saying. And of all the Lord of and all the wealth, the Kuvera, he is the most opulent person, and Lord is giving his example. Now, of all the priests, I am the chief Brahaspati, and of all the generals, I am Kartikeya. Of all the bodies of water, I am ocean. Now, all these opulences, what does they mean? They mean that whatever superlative is there in that particular category, he is Lord. So maybe if Lord would have given his discourse now, he would have said that of all the vehicles, I am Bugatti, I don't know. And if all the mobile phones, I am whatever iPhone series is coming. So what he's saying that all the superlatives, I am that. So of all the intelligent person, the most intelligent person is Brahaspati. And of all the journal, the Kartikeya has never lost a single battle. And of all the bodies of water, obviously, we know that ocean is limitless. Maharishinam Bhraguraham Giramasyemek Aksharam Yagyanam Jap Yagyosmi Stavaranam Cha Himalaya. So Yagyanam Jap Yagyo Asmi. So of all the Yagyas, he is Jap Yagya. So we should all do Jap Yagya. We should all chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And of all the immovable things, he is Himalayas. All the great sages, he is Bhragu. Who is Bhragu? We all know that story when Bhragu was trying to challenge and check who is the supreme. And what he did, he started uh, dis- disturbing, and everybody got disturbed. But when he went to Lord Vishnu and kicked on his chest, what happened? Vishnu was in Yoga Nidra. He just woke up and he told Maharshi Bhragu that my chest is very hard. I'm very hard hearted. I must have actually disturb your feet. I want to wash your feet. So what Bhragu said? Bhragu said that okay, now I have checked everyone and I know that who is the greatest. You are the greatest because you are the most humble. So he is that great Bhragu. And of all the vibration, Lord says that I am transcendental Om. So Om, the Pranav Akshar, is coming from Lord's flute only. Of all the trees, Lord says that I am banyan tree. Of all the sages among demigods, I am Narada. Narada means who is always speaking only about Lord Shri Krishna and actually disseminating his glories. Of all the Gandharvas, I am Chitraratha, and among perfected being, I am the sage Kapila. Now, Kapil is plenary portion of Lord Shri Krishna himself. Of all the horses, Lord says that I am Ucheshrava, and Of all the lordly elephant, I am Airavata. Among the men, I am the monarch. So finally, what Lord is saying that whatever superlative you see around your existence comes from us. Now, how we can't relate with all these things because we have never seen or heard about Ucha Shrava. So we don't have that actually awe and reverence or some frame of reference to understand. Okay, when Lord is saying He is Uchcheshrava, then who is Uchcheshrava? We don't know this also. So, but Arjuna is trained in Gurukula, so he knows about all these things. So, for all the weapons, I am Thunderbolt. Among the cows, I am Surabhi. Of all the causes of procreation, I am Kandarp and God of love. And of servant, I am Vasuki. Many hooded Nagas I am Anant. Among the aquatics I am the demigod Varun. Of the departed ancestor I am Aryama. Aryama is actually like Yamaraj is there to take care of all the departed souls. There is a particular section there of all the Pitras, and the uh, authority which takes care of all the Pitras is Aryama. Among the dispensers of law I am Yama, the Lord of Death. Why he is saying so? Because law means you have to be on time, perfect, punctuality. And Lord, as Yamaraj, he is always perfectly on time. He never misses anyone. So, among the Daityas, demons, I am devoted Prahlad. Among the subduers, I am time. Among beasts, I am lion. And among birds, I am Garuda. Of purifiers I am wind, of the wielders of weapons I am Ram, of fishes I am shark, flowing rivers I am the Ganga. Of all creation I am the beginning, the end, and also the middle, like we already understood. Of all sciences I am a spiritual science of self, and among the logician I am the conclusive truth. Because we may have a lot of logical aptitude, but if we are using that logic and finally we are not able to reach to conclusive truth, then all that logic is of no use. So if we want to become a good logician, then our logic should lead us to conclusive truth. That's why Lord is saying that among logicians I am conclusive truth. Of all the sciences, I am the spiritual science of the self. That self realization which we all should do, we all are trying to do, that is actually stamped by Lord here. So what we are doing is right way. Actually, Lord wants us to do that. And that's why among the letters, I am the letter A. Now, Aksharanam Akaro Asmi. Why he is saying akaro asmi? Because none of the word can be spoken without using a. A is required for every word. So that's why he's saying aksharanam akaro asmi. Dvanda samasikayasya cha. The compound word, the samas words, he is the dual compound. Because why he's saying so? Because in this world also dvand is there. Dvand means that confusion, what is right, what is wrong, the honor, dishonor, the winning and losing, all that dwand. And I am also inexhaustible time. And of creators, I am Brahma. So Brahma is actually secondary creator, and Lord is primary creator. But among the creator, because he is the foremost and first creator, that's why Lord is saying that I am Brahma among the creator. And that inexhaustible time, that circle of time which keeps on moving, rotating, rotating, Lord is actually giving energy to that time to flow. I am all devouring death. I am the generating principle of all that yet to be. Mrityu sarvascha. So finally, at the time of death, what all we have accumulated will remain here only, and we will go for our next destination. So that's why he's saying, I am all devouring death. No one can devour everything from you. Only death will devour everything from you. I am the generating principle of all that yet to be. Among women, I am fame, fortune, fine speech, memory, intelligence, steadfastness, and patience. So this is very important. Kriti, Shri, Vak, Narinam, Smriti, Medha, Dhruti, Shama. So it is not that all these qualities should only be there in uh, Matajis or women only. What he is trying to imply is that these all are good qualities, they are fine qualities, and all these qualities are important for everyone. If you are aspiring to become a devotee, you should have a fine speech, you should have intelligence, you should have steadfastness, you should have patience. And These all are manifest easily and naturally in women. So that's why Lord is saying that naturally they have that fine speech and memory and intelligence and patience. And all of us should also try to acquire these good qualities. Of all the hymns in Samved, I am the Brahat Sam, and of all the poetry, I am Gayatri. Of months, I am Marga Shirsha, the November, December. And we are so fortunate that right now, November, December, we are in the November, December. And seasons, I am flower bearing spring. So again, Samved comes again, and among that Samved, he is specifically now saying, I am the Brahas Sam, that great poem which is there in the Samved. And among the poetry, he is saying Gayatri. So he is already said that I am Pranav, the Onkar. Lord now is saying, I am Gayatri also, I am Brahas Sam also. So all what is there is actually which attracts our heart is coming from Lord. Now he speaks a very controversial sentence. He says that I am also the gambling of the cheats and of the splendid, I am the splendor. I am victory, I am adventure, I am strength of the strong. Now somebody will say, okay, I am gambling of the cheats, so I should start gambling now because Lord is saying so. No. What he is implying here is that somebody may be attracted to gambling. So when he is seeing some great gambler in front of him, he should know that all that qualities which are coming or which are being manifested in that great gambler is also coming from Lord because he is the greatest gambler. And one more dimension to understand is that you can never cheat Lord. Many times in our own life also we try to cheat God. We try to make some half-hearted attempts at doing devotional service, and we think that okay, I have fooled everyone around me also, and we think that I have fooled my Guru Maharaj and Lord also, but it is not so because he's saying I am the gambling of the cheat. He is the cheater, the greatest cheater, the greatest gambler, so you cannot cheat him. Finally at the time of death he will cheat you. Ye yathamam prapadyante tam tathaiva bhajamyam. So we cannot cheat him. He is the splendor. He is the victory. So today many people have won, few people, many people have lost. What Lord is saying, I am the victory. I am the adventure. I am the strength of the strong. So whoever is strong, who is the most strongest person among the strong? The strongest person is at the 7 year of age. He is lifted Govardhan. So he is the strongest. Among Varshinam, descendants of Vrashni, I am Vasudev. Of all the Pandavas, I am Arjuna. Of the sages, I am Vyas, and great thinker, I am Ushana. Of the descendants of Vrashni, I am Vasudev. Great Pandavas, I am Arjun. Of sages, I am Vyas, and great thinker Ushana. Ushana is a very great philosopher, and Lord has already spoken about few aspects which I have compiled here. That already he has said that Rasom Apsu Konteya Prabhasmi Shashi Shuryo Pranava Sarva Vedeshu Shabde Khe Porusham Nasha. So Punyo Gandha Prithviyamcha. This we all have already discussed about these shlokas in 7th chapter. What I want to tell you is that this is the whole compilation of what Lord has spoken about his different glories. Balam balvata chaham kam rag vivarchitam dharma viruddha bhuteshu kamosmi bhartarshava. And then among all the means of suppressing the lawlessness, I am the punishment. Of all those who seek victory, I am the morality. So whenever you want to seek victory, you should have morality. There are two ways to look at this sentence, or rather there are two philosophies from time immemorial. These two philosophies are, one is your Shukracharya's philosophy. Shukracharya says that finally you should win. You may use whatever wrong means also if you need to. And he is the guru of all the Rakshasas, Danavas. And then there is Brahaspati Niti. And what Brahaspati Niti says? Brahaspati Niti says that if you want to actually accomplish something good, then your means should also be good. So means should be good, then only with those good means, with all the morality, you should seek that victory. But nowadays, what happens? By hook or crook, we want to be victorious. We don't want to look towards morality. So, of all the secret thing, I am silence. This is a very important sentence. Why Lord is saying of the secret thing I am silent? See, if you want to keep anything secret, never speak it to anyone. Even if you speak to one person, he will actually disseminate that saying to everyone around, that you don't tell to someone else. And what will happen? That secret thing will never remain a secret. So if you want to make something secret, then remain silent about it. And of all the wise, I am the wisdom. Furthermore, O Arjuna, I am the generating seed of all the existence. Sarva Bhutanam Bijam Tadam Arjuna. Sarva Bhutanam, everything all around we see, the generating seed is coming from Lord. There is no being moving or non moving that can exist without me. O mighty conqueror of enemies, there is no end to my divine manifestation. What I have spoken to you is but a mere indication of my infinite opulence. So, as we have already discussed, Lord is infinite and his opulences are also infinite. What he has spoken is just a small glimpse of his divine manifestations. So, this is very important. Again, he qualifies it. Know that all opulent, beautiful, and glorious creation spring from but a spark of my splendor. So, mam tejo ansha sambhava. So, whatever is strikingly beautiful, glorious, or opulent you see around you is just a spark of his splendor. But what need is there, Arjuna, for all this detailed knowledge? With a single fragment of myself, I pervade and support this entire universe. So, this whole universe is just a fragment of energy of Lord Shri Krishna, and that too is inferior energy. So, what is the need there, Arjuna, for this detailed knowledge? If you just understand that eventually everything is coming from Lord Shri Krishna, then you are satisfied. So, whatever sublime is there in the world is just a representation of Shri Krishna. So, in this very beautiful chapter, what Lord Krishna has told us? Factually, he has told in this small section more than 84 different opulences. And what is the use of all these opulences? All these opulences we can use as in meditation. Like whenever we see sun, we should try to remember Lord that okay, this sunlight is coming emanating from the energy of Lord Shri Krishna. Whenever we see moon, we should think that those nectarian rays which are coming from moon, they are actually coming through Lord Shri Krishna. Whenever we meet someone who influences us through his intelligence or his any prowess or power or fame or money, then we should know that all that is just spark which is coming from Lord Shri Krishna. And one more meditation is there if we understand this chapter, and that is that if we somehow develop one of these qualities and people start praising us that okay, you are very nice, you are very humble, or you are so and so, or you somehow become very rich, you become very influential, then we should all remember that actually all that influence power is given to us by Lord Shri Krishna. That is his sanction by which we are enjoying that. So we should never become proud of it. We should always think that how I can use this God given prowess in his service, how I can use my knowledge, my skills in his service, how I can satisfy devotees and Guru Maharaj by using my these qualities which are anyways given by God. I have to just give back to him. So it is just like going to Ganga and taking one palmful of water from there and then offering that same palmful water to Ganga again. Now we have taken that water from Ganga and we have offered again to Ganga. Somebody who is standing at the shore will say that what you are doing, what is so great about it? But what is so great about it? Because we are learning how to give. When we start giving, then someday we will give ourselves also to Lord. And when that happens, then Lord will give us that knowledge and he will remove all our ignorance and we will factually see Lord. We will experience him, and when we have that experience and knowledge, then we will keep on speaking about him till our last breath. And at the last breath we will remember him, and because at the end of life we will remember him, we will go back to him. So all these opulences are not there to uh, actually show. Somebody may say that okay, Lord is speaking about his opulences because he is very proud, because he is very arrogant. No, it is not like that. Suppose there is one person who is very intelligent, and then he is finishes his B from IIT, then he completes his MBA from IIM Ahmedabad, then he becomes a IAS officer, and you happen to meet him. And now he introduces himself. I am so and so. I am IITian. I am a postgraduate, and I am IAS officer posted here. Now that is not his arrogance. That is his qualities, that is his accomplishments. Same way, when Lord is saying all these opulences, he is not arrogant, he is just factually speaking, matter of fact. It is there, it is coming from Lord. So it is not his arrogance. So we should all understand this aspect also. Otherwise somebody may say that, oh look, this is all arrogance of Lord. No, this is not arrogance of Lord. Now, just to uh, classify it, all these different demigods, 13 different demigods, he says, then different qualities he speaks of in this chapter, then different sages he speaks about, then different humans and kings, then natural things about which he Lord speaks in this chapter. So, why I'm showing you this is our meditation. This is a, you can take a screenshot of this. This is our meditation, that how to many times we think how to remember Lord, what to think about when we are talking about him. So this can be a very nice homework in which we can, whenever we see Agni, we can remember Lord. Whenever we see someone victorious, we can remember Lord. So this is a very nice meditation for all of us, and this is the reason why Lord has actually spoken this chapter. So I hope that with this effort, some of aspects may have been cleared. And if there are any queries, any correction, or any comment, you are most welcome. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dhanvat Prabhuji. Ji Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, it is true that whatever God, Lord is saying in Bhagavad Gita is true.
Yes.
Whether one accept it or not, it is true. It is true for all. You know,
Yes.
as early as we, accept it, it will help us, make our thinking more simple, simpler. So,
Yes.
Prabhuji, we are understanding that everything we have gotten is of Krishna.
Yes.
Even the matter, Krishna is saying inferior energy, which is matter, and which is nature, and everything is coming from nature, like our t-shirt, curtain, window, everything, even table, laptop, everything comes from nature. So it is not nothing
Yes.
different from Krishna. It is Krishna only, because uh, nature is the inferior energy of Krishna. It is being said in Bhagavad Gita. It has been said in Bhagavad Gita. So, Prabhuji, we know that
Yes.
everything is of Krishna. So we should not, be proud of anything. We should live, very simple. We should be very, um, equal to everything.
Yes, we
We
should
should
be.
not we should not
Like
hype it.
Prabhupada always used to say this, that you may build a skyscraper and you can say that, okay, I have built a big building like Twin Towers or maybe Burj Khalifa, but all this raw material which you use is coming from where? It is coming from earth. And you have not built this earth. Actually, you just taken away from earth all those ingredients. With your refined intelligence, you have learned how to separate them, and you have learned to make something. But it is just like a sand castle. With the time, it will eventually get destroyed. So this is what is important for all of us to understand. If this basic understanding we can develop, or we can impart it to our younger generation, that actually everything is coming from Lord, then all these ecological problems will actually cease to exist. All these ecological problems are there because we want to exploit the nature. So you are very rightly pointing out that yes, that sense that everything eventually comes from Lord, and that connect with that nature should be there. But what has happened over the years, unfortunately, is that we have developed a civilization in which we are very cut off from nature. Nowadays, if you ask a very young kid that from where you get your bread or your chapati, then he will say we bring that wheat flour from some supermarket. So they don't have that understanding that wheat is coming from the fields, and there is someone who is growing those, and he's toiling for more than 3 4 months to grow that wheat, and then you throw away half of your chapati and you do throw it in dustbin. You waste it. 30% of food which is produced in world is wasted by people. If we understand that everything is coming from Lord, all this wastage will cease to exist, and that problem of hunger which is there will cease to exist. If we understand everything is coming from Lord, Bhoktaram Yagya Tapsam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram, then all these fights over the land, over the rivers, all these fights for the power, they all will cease to exist. So you are very rightly saying, and this meditation can start from a very simpler thing, like you said that this table or chair in which we are sitting, that is also coming from Lord. So if we connect, Bhagavad Gita is a phenomenal philosophy. You don't need any ecology class. You know, don't need any ethical lessons. What you need is just implementation of what Lord is saying. Bhagavad Gita. Very true, Prabhuji. Thank you for this insight.
Yes, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, so my question was this, that
Yeah,
we know that we should not be proud of anything, but
yeah,
Prabhuji, when we go to interact with someone, whether he is devotee or not, sometimes people have a tendency to you know so us less, that you are not that much good in financial
yeah,
term, or in
yeah,
intellectual term, or
yes,
you are not that much good, that which I am, who I am. So
yes.
how to deal with those type of people who even after knowing that everything is of Krishna, uh, uh, you know uh,
I got your question.
yes, yes,
When Lord Krishna was there on this earth, that time also there was a person whose name was Pondrak. Now, who was Pondrak? Pondrak used to dress himself like Lord Shri Krishna. And he had that audacity that he sent a letter to Krishna proclaiming that you have actually stolen my Sudarshan Chakra and returned that to me. Now, when this letter was read in that assembly, then Lord Krishna and Balram they started laughing, and they said that okay, ask Pondrak to come to this battlefield, and we will return Sudarshan Chakra to him, and will beg forgiveness from him. And what happened then when Pondrak came? Then Lord Shri Krishna just released his Sudarshan Chakra, and Pondrak head was cut off. So now what has happened, when even Krishna is there, people are there to challenge his authority. So what to speak about us when we as a devotee we are trying to interact with people who are not that favorable for devotional aspect, who are more on that materialistic understanding, they will always try to demean us. They will always try to show that they are superior because they derive some subtle pleasure by doing that. Now, as a devotee, what we should learn? So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given us one formula for that. And what is that? Tranadapi sunichana taroriva sahishtuna. Amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari. So, if we want to do sadahari kirtan, what should be our understanding and inclination toward these people? That we should, with folded hand, we should try to stay away from them. Now, if our job or study or social reasons are there that we have to interact, then interact only that much with them what is needful. Don't try to preach them if they are jealous of Lord Shri Krishna, because eventually that will disturb us only. So try to preach to people who are favorable. Try to preach to people who are understanding. For rest of the people, do the needful, and that is the best policy. What Jeev Goswami has told us. So whenever we meet someone who try to demean us by saying that, oh, you are not that opulent, I have a lot more influence, power, fame, money, then okay. In our mind, we know that all that influence, power, fame, money is because of his past karmas. He must have done something good. So we respect him for that. And then we move on. Because we are not disturbed. We are not disturbed because we have got the ultimate thing. What is the ultimate thing? The devotional service, that which he has not got. So we are more fortunate than him by many degrees. So we should not get disturbed. ठीक है प्रभु जी?
Yes, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, should we also try to, reply them by
No, we
saying
should
that, oh,
not.
you
We
also
should
have
not.
this
We
shortcoming?
should not. Let
Yes,
them derive that pleasure by showing their opulence. They want to demean us, or they derive some subtle pleasure out of it. Let them do it. Enjoy their life. They are happy doing that. We are happy chanting Lord's name. We are
yes,
not
Prabhuji.
disturbed by them.
Yes,
You
Prabhuji.
think about Haridas Thakur. He was beaten in 21 marketplaces openly without any of his fault. He was just chanting the Lord's holy name. And what he did, he was just not begging forgiveness for himself. He was just praying to Lord that somehow don't do give some harsh punishment to people who are beating me. So that is what is the Lord's devotees, their understanding should
Yes,
be.
Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji.
ठीक? Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Done.
धन्यवाद प्रभु। साक्षी केशव प्रभु जी।
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes,
Yes.
प्रभु जी, you want to add something?
Oh no, Prabhuji. It was a very self-contained. उसको कुछ add करने के लिए कुछ बचा नहीं है. And then I cannot add to what you have said. और कुछ होता भी नहीं मेरे पास add करने को.
नहीं नहीं
But
प्रभु जी, it is your
but like but like one
devotional.
thing is for but like one thing is for sure. Like after listening to this one class, I can take 1, 2, 3, 4 parts of this class.
That you always say.
So that I can do, and that probably I'll do also in my upcoming sessions with youths. And
Okay.
thank you so
I
much,
will come